Welcome back. We are going now to one of my top favorites again, from Fiorillo. This time is number 23. Now what I really like about this study is that it's 3 in 1. So there's 3 different ways you can play this. There might be more, but there's 3 ways I can think of. 3 very good ways to develop your tone, to develop your intonation, and to develop many different ways of playing. Especially down here between the balance point and the heel. So this is the way that it's written in the book. So, this way of playing is really good to get 2 things. One is the heavy dumb bow and the lifted up bow. Also because the top note tends to be in general the A string, especially for the first half. We want that to be quite light, and this to be much more into the string. It changes later. For example, at the end. And the melody is really at the top, so we don't want too much here. So we want to shift where we are putting our weight. Also, by shifting where the arm is. So, at the very beginning, we want the arm to be a little bit higher. So, and we've been practicing, those fingers are helping us to do the string crossing. And because we're staying up here, the main body of the main body weight is on the bottom 2 strings. And here is the light one. If we were to play the same thing with the arm in the A level, we'll get too much A string. So where do we want the melody to sound is where we want the elbow to be. So in which string? Okay? So, like I said, at the end we want it to be at the top. So we want this to be much more lower so that we get the top notes to come out more. Now, I said there are 3 ways of playing this study, as far as I know. The second way, and this is the best way to learn it as well, is to do it as double stops. So double stops meaning repeating the middle note. So that would be for the first, just. And I would do it really legato, really with the fingers. Again, the elbow's not really moving, it's the fingers that are doing the string crossing. And also the legato between the notes. So it's an excellent study for finger action. Both this way and also this way. I'll play the beginning for you. And you can just practice one of those sections. I played two of them just now, by themselves to get the notes right. For example, for the ending. That shift back with the first finger. To practice all those intonations are really good to do it with that. You can also do it without the G string, of course, to start with, just to get the notes, like. Just to get the notes right first, then you can do this way. So I'm going to tell you now the third way of doing it, although this second way has another way, has another extra bonus, which is doing it off the string. It's a really good exercise for being off the string at the heel. And of course, you can always do it backwards. Really good exercise for the brain, especially. Once you've done that, then you can do it as chords. That's the third possibility for this. And I find this to be super helpful for chords, practicing chords. In this case, we're going to do it all down bows. And what we're looking for is to get this motion of circles. And of course, the fingers play a crucial point again. They play a crucial part on this softening of it going into the string. We want the three notes of the chord to come at once. Not like that, but. And the more we get the circle, the better sound we're going to get from beginning to end of a note. So beginning, middle and end of the chord needs to be with a good quality sound. I'm going to just play the beginning for you. It's quite a long one. You can always do it slower, you can always do it in many different ways than just short passages. This is really interesting. Again, we want to hear the bottom at the beginning, so we want the elbow to be a bit higher, and the Asian will just happen by itself. We don't want to be. There will be the wrong balance between the different strings. So really look for the sound and see where your arm needs to be to get that sound. Also, how your fingers are coping with is getting into the string, coming out of the string in a circle. Of course, you can get it up, well, even more complicated, but it's also very useful for up-bow chords and combination. Which can be very extremely useful because sometimes we have chords both ways. If you stayed with me all this long, you must be interested in knowing even more. There's obviously more ways of playing this, and one of them, of course, is either on the string you could do it two ways. Just two notes on each side. And that's really a good one. Also, you can do repeating the top and the bottom notes. When it's faster, we don't want to use the whole arm, we just want to use combination of wrist and fingers again. That is what really helps when we want to go off the string. So I'm going to show you first with two notes. We want to get that the bounciness of the bow, so we need to be a bit higher than before. The arm needs to be a little bit higher, as in lifted from the string to get that lifted bow stroke. And we want to be using the fingers to drop the bow, especially on the down bow and the up bow, as in the beginning, I mean. And the middle note just bounces by itself. A little bit easier, at least for me, is when it's 3 and 3. That's when it becomes that ricochet between the different strings. Etc. So, what is all this about? It's all about different bowings, getting different sounds, and different ways of using the finger action on the right hand. But it also shows how we need to prepare the left hand, always in the same way as chords. So if we prepare the left hand as chords, we can play any different variations on the bow, and the fingers will always be the same, and we don't have to worry about it. And of course, once we know how to do the left hand, we don't have to worry about it. We can focus more on the right hand. So start. And you can do it as written. But insist on this being as chords, because then we're going to do it with the chords and even with a ricochet. And this could be a study that you can keep playing over and over and over. So you start with a simple version and then you move up to the next level and the next level and the next level. And because you know it, you're reviewing it, you're going back to it and you're getting the next possible way of playing it. Sorry for the long video today, but I hope this is really, really helpful. I always use this for my students. It's a really useful study for everyone. Stay tuned, more coming. Subscribe. See you soon.